The business, labor, law enforcement, faith communities, they all agree that the time has come to pass comprehensive immigration reform. Now's the time to do it.
And when I say comprehensive immigration reform, it is very similar to the outlines of previous efforts at comprehensive immigration reform. I think it should include a continuation of the strong border security measures that we've taken, because we have to secure our borders. I think it should contain serious penalties for companies that are purposely hiring undocumented workers and taking advantage of them.
How do you think we can fix illegal immigration?
The only way I think it can really be fixed if they change the laws to get the ones that's here illegally, that's actually sponging off the system, and keep the ones here that's trying to actually make a better life for themselves.
Well, personally, I don't have a problem with it. The illegal immigrants that come to America, they're usually looking for a job in some way to support themselves, and usually the only jobs they can get are the hard labor jobs and where they're being paid under the table, and usually the jobs that Americans don't want to work, like dirty jobs and stuff like that. And you have a bunch of Americans complaining that they can't find a job in this economy, but they don't look to work at these jobs that the illegal immigrants are working at. And I think that's not right, that they can complain that we have all these illegal immigrants coming and taking, they say, quote, our jobs, but they won't work those jobs.
Well, being, an immigrant myself, I wasn't born in this country. I think that in order to fix, quote unquote, this issue, that immigration services should take a look at each and every person that's here and see, okay, he's got a job, he's going to school, he's actually has something to contribute to society, rather than, some immigrants come here and they just, come to rip the benefits and they get DUIs and stuff like that. So those are the ones that they should be focused on, because, earlier, a few years ago or last year, I think it was, there was talk of immigration coming to the schools and deporting all the kids that went to the schools. And I don't think that's right. They're actually, bettering their lives and stuff. So, it is a problem, but I think that they should look at it a different way. People talk about taking jobs. Those are the jobs that nobody wants.
Well, I believe our forefathers built this nation for all those that wanted to come and worship who they wanted. I believe was a big part of it, religion. And I think it's okay for people to still continue to come and enjoy the freedoms that we have here that a lot of countries in this world don't have.
Illegal immigration in this country was built by illegal immigrants. There was no statute of limitations. There was no due process or anything like that for immigration when the country was founded. I don't understand what the big deal is now. I understand there's a process and people should legally go through that process, but if there wasn't one, what would be the real issue? It's not like it's stopping them now anyway.
Illegal immigration's a complex issue. A lot of mixed feelings are out there about it. But I think the thing to me that's not being discussed is the amount of those illegal immigrants that are actually going back to their countries, because the economy here hasn't been very good over the past 4 or 5 years. Henceforth, they're going back to wherever they came from. But it is a problem. It can be. I see where it can be a problem, but I don't think it's as bad as people say that make it out to be, or the media makes it out to be.
Real reform means establishing a responsible pathway to earn citizenship, a path that includes passing a background check, paying taxes and a meaningful penalty, learning English, and going to the back of the line behind the folks trying to come here legally.
It takes 10 years for a person to become a citizen. Do you think that's too long or too short of a time?
Does it really take 10 years? Okay, but see, that kind of sheds a different light on the feeling of a person being a legal immigrant. 10 years is a long time, so I can see where that would be discouraging.
I think that's extremely long. That's how long it took me to become a citizen. From the moment I got here till I became a citizen was 10 years of hard work, dedication, and trying and trying and trying. I think that's very long, and especially, as I was saying, especially because people that come here to go to school, to get good jobs, to contribute to society, I think that 10 years to make those types of people wait, I think that's too long. That's what I'm saying, that those kind of people, they should, you're getting a job, you're going to school, all right, here you go, citizenship, you're good.
I think just like in any other situation, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. And the reason why I say that is because, let's just say, I go out to go get a job, and they tell me they want to judge my background, that's one thing. But, a lot of the criminals or whatnot, they they don't have a criminal record. They getting in trouble now. So, just to say that I don't believe it's fair for the 10 years on one hand, and on the other hand, that I think could be good because, it just depends on the individual, depends on the situation. Some people need it now, some people don't need it. Or, and some people just want it for the wrong reasons. So I don't agree nor disagree with the 10 years.
It's a little bit long, but at the same time, I mean, you got to, prove yourself, I guess. There's, a very, hard test that they have to pass. On top of that, there's all the paperwork that they have to fill out. But really, I think if they would make it, if the government would make it a little bit less, I mean, if it was a year, or 2 years, a probation period, and by that time, if you didn't have a job, if you weren't able to pay your bills, if you were getting government assistance and you weren't if you weren't legal, you're going to have to go back. I mean, just at this point in time, we can't even get into Canada, without a passport, and I mean, or Mexico. And at that point, like, how are they getting into our states, without a passport? I guess.
We know what needs to be done, and as we speak, bipartisan groups in both chambers are working diligently to draft a bill, and I applaud their efforts. So let's get this done. Send me a comprehensive immigration reform bill in the next few months, and I will sign it right away, and America will be better for it. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.